Alright Forest faithful, grab your scarves, sit down and buckle up because what I'm about to tell you will have you jumping off your seats faster than you can say City Ground. Listen up Reds, because today we've got not one, not two, but three absolutely massive stories that are going to shake the very foundations of our beloved Nottingham Forest. And trust me, by the time I'm done here, you'll understand exactly why this could be the most important day in our recent transfer history. We're talking about a Georgian defender who could transform our backline, a Champions League legend whose potential arrival is causing heated debates among pundits, and a devastating blow that's going to hit us right where it hurts most, our attack. Now before we dive into this roller coaster of emotions, smash that like button if you're ready for some serious Forest talk, hit subscribe if you bleed red like I do, and drop a comment letting me know. Are you ready for what's coming next? Because what I'm about to reveal about our defensive target will either fill you with hope or leave you wondering if we're making the right moves in this crazy transfer window. The first name you're about to hear has been lighting up Serie A, but the question is, can he handle the intensity of the Premier League and European nights under the floodlights at the City Ground? Right then, Forest family, the cat's out of the bag and his name is Saba Gogliashvili. Yes, you heard that right. We're going all out for this Georgian defensive powerhouse from Empoli, and let me tell you why this could be the signing that changes everything for us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who the hell is this guy and why should I care? Well, sit tight because this €8 million rated defender is exactly what we need as we prepare for our first European adventure in nearly 3 decades. This lad isn't just any ordinary centre-back. He's been absolutely solid for Empoli, playing 36 games and even grabbing an assist along the way. Think about it, Reds. We're heading into Europe, we need that defensive stability, and Gogliashvili represents exactly the kind of smart, under-the-radar signing that could prove to be pure genius. The Georgian international made the jump from Torpedo Kutaisi to Serie A for just €450,000 last winter, and now he's worth nearly 20 times that amount. That's the kind of development curve that gets you excited about a player's potential. What's even more impressive is how quickly he's adapted to Italian football. Serie A is no joke, and for a young defender to establish himself so quickly shows real character and quality. The negotiations are still in early stages according to insider Nicolo Schira, but the fact that we're even in the conversation for a player of this caliber shows our ambition for European competition. This isn't just about adding numbers to our squad, Forest faithful. This is about bringing in a defender who's proven he can handle the pressure of top-level football and adapt to new environments quickly. With our European campaign looming, we need players who won't buckle under the spotlight, and Gogliashvili's Serie A experience could be invaluable when we're facing those intense European nights. But here's where it gets interesting, Forest faithful. While we're chasing this defensive gem and building for the future, there's another story brewing that involves one of England's most decorated midfielders, and it's causing quite the stir among football pundits and fans alike. Forest family, brace yourselves because this next story is going to divide opinion faster than a controversial VAR decision. We're being linked with none other than Jordan Henderson. Yes, the former Liverpool captain, Champions League winner, and England international who's currently struggling to find his feet at Ajax. Now, before you start celebrating or panicking, listen to what the experts are saying. TalkSport legends Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor have both come out swinging against this potential move, and their reasoning might just change your mind about everything. Brazil didn't hold back when he said, "I don't want to have a go at Jordan, but he's 35 now. I think Forest, no, not for me. He's had a brilliant career, not now." And Agbonlahor was even more direct. "Not for me, no. I'm not sure the Premier League will suit him now." But here's the kicker, Reds. Henderson's career trajectory reads like a cautionary tale about the dangers of chasing the big payday. Remember, this is the same player who left Liverpool with 2 years still on his contract to join Steven Gerrard in Saudi Arabia at Al Ettifaq, only to take a massive pay cut just months later to force through a move to Ajax. And it gets worse. Henderson has been dropped for Eredivisie fixtures, came close to joining Monaco in January, and is now in the final 12 months of his Amsterdam contract with critics constantly questioning his form. The man who once lifted the Champions League trophy and captained England is now a player that pundits are actively warning clubs to avoid. The parallels with Divock Origi's story are absolutely terrifying. Both players were Liverpool heroes, both made questionable overseas moves, and both struggled to recapture their former glory. Origi famously scored crucial goals in Liverpool's Champions League triumph, including that legendary double against Barcelona. But when he arrived at Forest, he couldn't find a net in 20 Premier League appearances. This is where the Henderson debate becomes really interesting. Are we potentially making the same mistake twice? The midfielder who once formed a guard of honour for Origi at Anfield could now be following the same path of disappointment at the City ground. Both players represent the dangers of signing players based on past achievements rather than current form and future potential. This is where we need to ask ourselves the hard questions. Forest faithful, are we learning from past mistakes, or are we about to repeat them with another aging Liverpool legend whose best days might be behind him? Forest faithful, sit down for this one because it's going to hurt more than a last-minute defeat to Derby. Our very own Ramon Sosa, the 24-year-old Paraguayan wizard who's been lighting up the City ground, is on the verge of a massive $14 million move to Palmeiras. That's approximately 75 million reais, and according to Paraguayan journalists Martin Ascona and Andres Rolon, this deal could be wrapped up within hours. Can you believe this, Reds? While we're chasing Georgian defenders and being linked with aging Liverpool legends, the one player who actually understands what it means to wear our shirt, who's shown real quality and versatility in our attack, is about to be ripped away from us. Sosa isn't just another player. He's one of Paraguay's brightest talents, capable of playing on both flanks and bringing that South American flair that gets fans off their seats. The cruel irony is absolutely mind-blowing. We potentially brought in Henderson discussions while Sosa has been quietly doing the business, showing the kind of pace, trickery and dedication that Forest fans have been craving. This lad is only 24 years old, which means his best years are ahead of him, not behind him like some of the other names we're being linked with. Palmeiras aren't messing about either. They see Sosa as a key piece for their multi-competition campaign, including the Brasileiro, Libertadores, and Copa do Brasil. The Brazilian giants understand that in modern football, you need versatile attackers who can adapt to different systems and provide that spark of brilliance when it matters most. What's even more heartbreaking is that Abel Ferreira's side are willing to make Sosa one of their most expensive signings in history. They recognize his potential and are putting their money where their mouth is, while we're potentially letting genuine talent slip through our fingers for what could be one of the biggest transfer fees in Palmeiras' entire history. The negotiations are in advanced stages, and Palmeiras have reportedly already reached an agreement with Sosa's representatives regarding salary and contract length. All that's left is the final agreement between the clubs, and then we'll be watching one of our most promising players light up South American football instead of European competitions. What makes this even more painful is the timing. Sosa represents everything we should be building towards. Young, talented, hungry, and with his peak years ahead of him. Instead, we're potentially watching him leave while we debate signing players whose careers might be on the decline. So here we are, Reds, potentially signing an €8 million defender, debating whether to gamble on a 35-year-old midfielder whose recent form is questionable, and watching our attacking talent walk out the door for $75 million. Is this the Forest we want to be? Are we building for the future or making the same mistakes that have haunted us before? Drop a comment and let me know. Should we be fighting tooth and nail to keep Sosa, or is this just the harsh reality of modern football? Hit that subscribe button if you want more honest Forest talk, and tell me in the comments, which of these three stories has you most worried about our upcoming European campaign? Because one thing's for certain, Forest faithful, this transfer window is going to define our season before it even begins, and right now, it feels like we're playing a dangerous game with our future.